Good morning, students. In this video, we will cover the last two topics of photosynthesis, starting with the first, importance of photosynthesis. Now, photosynthesis support all life on earth. If there were no green plants, all life on earth would come to an end. We know that plants are the only organisms which can make food by the process of photosynthesis, and rest of the organism including humans, they depend for their food and oxygen requirement on plants. Now, starting with the first importance of photosynthesis, that is, it provide food to all organisms, that is, provide foods. All animals, including humans, ultimately depend on plant for food. As green plants, they only contain the chlorophyll pigment in them, so they can produce food, and rest of the organism for their food requirement depend on them. Now, these plants are eaten by herbivores. Herbivores are then eaten by carnivores, and carnivores by top carnivores. In this way, the same food which is produced by plant is transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level. And this chain of food dependence is called the food chain. Now, this food chain, they may vary in the number of steps. Some food chains are 2 steps, some are of 3 or 4 steps. But the starting point of all the food chain is same, that is plant. Now, there are some examples of the food chain given in your book. First is corn, eaten by rat, eaten by snake, and then snake is eaten by hawk. Another one, grass, eaten by rabbit, and rabbit is eaten by tiger. Now the third, grass, eaten by grasshopper, grasshopper by lizard, and lizard by kite. In this way, next is grass, eaten by insects, insects are eaten by frog, frog by snake, and snake by peacock. And the last one, wheat, eaten by mosquito, and wheat eaten by man, and then man mosquito. Means here mosquito suck blood of man. So in this way, mosquito is getting food from the man. Now see, this food chain is of 4 step. This is of 3 step. Then again 4 step. Then 5 step food chain, and the 3 step. But the starting point of all food chain is same, that is plant or any another plant product. So why? Because plants are the organism. These can only prepare their food by the process of photosynthesis. Now, non-green plants, because they don't have chlorophyll, so how they are getting their food? Non-green plants such as fungi and bacteria, they obtain their nourishment from decaying organic matter in the environment. So they feed on dead remains of plants and animals. Decaying organic matter means dead remains of plants and animals. And as they are the dead remains of plants and animals, those plants or animals, again, they were dependent on photosynthesis. Second point is provide oxygen. The life supporting gas oxygen is present in the atmosphere in a free state only because of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the only biological process which releases free oxygen to the atmosphere. As we already know that during light reaction, when photolysis of water occurs, oxygen gas is released. And this oxygen gas is used by all the living organism for oxidation of glucose to get energy. Now, scientists strongly believe that about 2 billion years ago, when there was no life on the earth in any form, there was no free oxygen in the atmosphere. Appearance of green plants set stage for the animal to appear. Now, the process of photosynthesis releases oxygen, and same oxygen is used by all the organism for the process of respiration to get energy. So after this, come to page number 77, progress check. Starting with the progress check, page number 77. The first question is, why is it necessary to destarch the leaf of a plant before performing an experiment on photosynthesis? The answer is, to perform the experiment accurately, it is necessary to remove the pre-existing starch from the leaves. Otherwise, we cannot be able to get accurate result. I repeat, to perform the experiment accurately, it is necessary to remove the pre-existing starch from the leaves. Otherwise, we cannot be able to get accurate results. Now the second question, why do we perform the iodine test? To check the presence of starch. Answer is to check the presence of starch. Now the third question, what chemical do you use to remove carbon dioxide from inside a flask in certain experiments on photosynthesis? Answer is potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide. Now the next question, all food chains start with the plant. Why is this so? Answer is, plants are the only organism which can make food by the process of photosynthesis. That's why all food chain starts with the plant. I repeat, plants are only organism which can make food by the process of photosynthesis. That's why all food chains start with the plant. Now fifth question, the honeybee produces honey in terms of the food chain. Is the honeybee a producer or a consumer? Answer, honeybee is a consumer because honey is prepared from nectar and nectar is plant product. Honeybee is consumer as honey is prepared from nectar and nectar is a plant product. So the next topic, that is carbon cycle. Carbon cycle is a series of chemical reactions in which carbon as a chemical element is removed from the air, used by the living organism in their body processes, and is finally returned to the air. You all know carbon is an important element of life. The carbon cycle is a biogeochemical cycle by which carbon is exchanged among different spheres of the earth. The six steps in the carbon cycle are as follows. Now these are the essential steps. 6 points are given in your book. First, I will read these points and then with the help of flowchart, this carbon cycle, going to explain the same point. So the first is photosynthesis. Green plants use carbon dioxide of the air to produce carbohydrates. Green plants, as they contain chlorophyll pigment, they make use of this carbon dioxide. They take carbon dioxide from atmosphere and uses it to produce food in the form of carbohydrate, that is glucose and starch. Now the next is food chains. Through food chains, the food containing carbon in the carbohydrates and another products, the food which is prepared by the plants, that through food chains the same carbohydrates are passed from one trophic level to the next trophic level, that is from herbivores to carnivores and carnivores to top carnivores. And there this carbon or the carbohydrates are used by the organism to build their body tissue. Now the third point is respiration. All plants and animals respire by oxidizing carbohydrate in their cells to produce energy and give out carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Now, all plants and animals, they respire. Means, what does it mean? That the carbohydrates which are taken by the organism, they oxidize those carbohydrates to get energy, and in that way they releases carbon dioxide back to the atmosphere. Now the next point is decay. The dead remains of plants and animals are consumed by bacteria and fungi. Bacteria and fungi, decomposers. They are known as decomposers. And in the process, they break down the organic matter, releasing carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere. Now, when the plants or animals die, they are decomposed by the bacteria and fungi. So during the process of decay, they break organic matter and releases carbon dioxide. Again, the carbon dioxide is returned back to the atmosphere by this process. Combustion. When fuel such as wood or fossil fuel like coal, petroleum or natural gas is burnt. Now when fuels are burnt, they as fuels contain carbon, so when they are burned, they produce carbon dioxide. Again, carbon dioxide is returned to the atmosphere. Now heating limestone. A certain amount of carbon dioxide is released during heating or burning of limestone in lime kilns. As carbon is present in limestone also, so when we heat limestone or when we burn limestone, again carbon dioxide is returned back to the atmosphere. Now look at this chart, that carbon cycle, flow chart of carbon cycle. Now just see, carbon dioxide 0.03% in air. So in air or in atmosphere, 0.03% of carbon dioxide is present, which is taken or which is used by the plant for the process of photosynthesis, and they convert the same into carbohydrates. Now in the form of carbohydrate, it passes from one trophic level to another and from there to the next. Just see, from producer to consumers, and consumers means from herbivores to carnivores and carnivores to top carnivores. And when these organisms, now they uses those carbohydrates to build up their body parts. Now when they die, some of them buried under the earth converts into fossil fuel, and when we burn those fossil fuel, again carbon dioxide is returned to the atmosphere. Or if the process of decay occur, that is bacteria and fungi, when they decay their body, again carbon dioxide is returned back to the atmosphere. So carbon dioxide is consumed, is utilized only by one process, that is photosynthesis, but it is returned to the atmosphere by three processes. Respiration. All organisms, they respire, and when they respire, they use oxygen to oxidize glucose, and carbon dioxide is released during this process. So they are returning carbon dioxide back to the atmosphere. So respiration. Second is decay, bacteria and fungi. When they feed or when they break dead remains of plants and animals, they are also returning carbon dioxide back to the atmosphere. And third is combustion of fossil fuel. Again, when we burn these fuels, carbon dioxide is released or returned back to the atmosphere. Now the last one, that is limestone. Now when we burn this limestone, as carbon is present in limestone also, so when we burn limestone, when we heat limestone, again carbon dioxide is returned back to the atmosphere. In this way, it is taken by the plant and returned back by three processes, that is combustion, respiration and decay. So with this, this chapter is completed. Now in next video, we will start with back exercises. Thank you.